Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go.
What are you doing then?
Distracting the subtalar joint. But slowly, because it's on my time. It's not a treatment session. My time. So on my time, it's research time. So I go, let's open the subtalar joint up. And what do you feel when there's nothing there? And there it comes, and Floyd, perfect for this. Alexa, volume 8.
Can you prepare to spend this much time?
Absolutely.
Right. Then you just distract the talus.
And just subtract the subtalar joint.
Subtract.
Yeah,
Just again. That's the word.
I'm engaging with it so that it's distracted.
That's right.
I'm distracting from the talus. And in that space, there's a suspension ligament. And that holds a lot of the memories of the trauma it's had to make adaptations through. So I put my fingers on 2 points also that inhibit the nociception messages going to the brain and cerebellum to make adaptations. So put those into suspension by putting a bigger amount of pressure on the synapse. So the nociceptors don't get over the synapse. So I'm blocking it. So it's like a vein blocking type technique. While I adjust the subtalar joint to its neutrality, and then land that up to the big toe and little toe respectively. I'm doing it with my forearm there while I'm in that distraction. And so I've opened up also the efferent traffic route to the brain and then reconnected it with the normal reflex patterns it learned when it first learned bipedal upright behaviour. And then it goes, I'm back where I should be. And that's what's really mentalised. You know.
Yeah, right.
So, has it made any change, difference?
A hell of a lot. The letter L comes to the mind. Oh, the other one.
You don't put them both to it.
Of course I do.
There's nothing wrong with the other one. Hey. Put the double time on fancy.
You won't ask me again.
Do I'm not a taxi. So I feel its tension first, when it will go.
So what's the difference?
This one's quite tight, but it's got inversion and inversion. So at a basic level, you'd think, well, it's got both those qualities, but at my level, it's like, it's tight, all the ligaments are still holding on to something.
Yeah, I can feel it. You've got a handful of them.
Yeah. So what I've got to do is send messages through all the ligaments and say, you don't need to do that, I've got it. So the protection can dissipate away, it's starting to already kick in. So I'm on bladder 62 and kidney 6 area, which is inhibitory to the efferent traffic going into the cerebellum to make the adaptations coming out as a motor unit signal. And then it allows distraction to take place because it's no longer a weight bearing situation, and then repatterning to take place because it remembers its old neural pathway that was a deep groove at one time before we distorted it with the first sprain or the way we walked in badly fitting shoes or whatever we did habitually.
And all of a sudden, in my feelings inside, is the fact that the hand that you're going to me heal with is no longer a bunch of whatever it was in the first place. You've emptied the...
And these two fingers are distracting up, and now the Achilles tendon can lengthen, which talks all the way to the atlas. That's the bone at the bottom of your head. The one that the head rests on is the atlas. So this tells it that, so it's giving information to the vestibular that ground up information is safe, and so it stabilises through the cerebellum. So the motor output coming out is, we can walk on this ground safely, and that's what ancient man relied on all of the time. His stance would only shorten when his posture was in danger through injury or old age, but age doesn't need to be a factor in this if you know how to reset the neurology of your walking upright bipedal foot.
Yeah, mate. Do you know what I'm thinking, Dennis? If just say all the practitioners are looking for an extra treatment for the all the patients that they'll see to now, if you could do that, like say over 6 sessions,
Do what?
Well, you start at the feet and go up to the body like a reset.
Well,
For the,
that's the balance, is that?
that's what it is, isn't it?
That's where it is.
Yeah.
That's the only place you're going to find it. I'm
Yeah.
not teaching them that anymore.
No.
So although you can say, well, this is an advancement, to me it's a fundamental.
Yeah. Well,
So
this is a self-maintenance program, isn't it?
Well, because they went through Anma, Seitai, Shinden, Kenku, then I taught them about trapped nerves, then I taught them nerve interference and vectoring, all in that stage of my evolution. They all thought it was their next evolution. Whereas now, I'm starting with all of those. This is where self-regulation starts from, so it's not like a 4-year, 5-year down the road advancement. You need to come back and learn what I'm doing to the subtalar joint, because that's the changes I'm making. You do the checks, it puts the pelvis in, it does this, it does. I can do it all from here.
Right.
I can do it all from here.
And was that what you were going to keep for a workshop or something?
I don't actually know if I want to teach it.
Right.
Or if it's my skill and so I go to this now. Well, look, it's all, and I apparently didn't do anything.
Yeah.
But I'm working in the space.
Yeah.
So I know I'm doing lots of things that and I've learned to do it for me because of my hips.
Yeah.
So I'm coming through my toes. Look, I'm coming through my toes.
Yeah.
My head turn makes that grip change. So my triaxial shimmy, triaxial shimmy is changing with every postural movement I make through my toes, through my hips, all joined as one. So even though these are in space, this could be used as either a vector or a weapon or something to push against and pro-contracting muscles on the other side. And that's how I use, introspectively, I use my body in that way. It's what we call an interception. So it's an awareness of how your body's joined together on the inside and using it as one tool to nodally point any place you need to as a point of contact for survival or release. You know.
And it works.
It works very well. It took me many years to master.
That's right.
So I don't know that most people, you'd need to understand the way I move to make anything better than what you're already doing work.
Yeah. I just want the people to know that when you showed people how to move in the new videos that you're doing, it's got a backing of all this knowledge that you've attained over 50 years, 50 odd years.
Yeah. So when you see Atsumi doing something, he would say to us, understand, he knew what we knew.
Yeah.
So he could show something and say, do you understand how that works neurologically?
Yeah.
Not as a mechanics, not as a technique. And then I would have to backfill from that and go, right, what's the explanation of that? Neurologically there wasn't one, because neurology doesn't explain Budo very well. Physics doesn't explain Budo very well. It does with karate and rotary torque and thrust and all that kind of inertia. But his touch wasn't to do with that. So it's not generated by that, it's everywhere in the body, moving as one. And that's his Tenshi Jin, his heaven, earth and man principles, balancing those three areas of the head, the pelvis and the feet into one integrated structure of the walking man. And that's why he says everything's in your walk and everything comes from your spine. So he understood that dynamo, and then it's got to be that any part of your body can generate the nodal point of vectoring to make it work. And that's what I studied.
And what you've named it is floating your walk.
It's floating your walk. Well, he said you've got to learn to float in your walk.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by floating the walk. If your body hasn't got that quality, then you're not floating in your walk. So you're doing technique, and that's not what Atsumi's movement was about. And that's what I studied. So there's no argument. I'm not trying to say anything else other than my statement is I studied his movement patterns, and this is my demonstration of how they work with an underpinning of some sciences that partially explain nature.
Excellent.